Hello and welcome to this heart-opening Yin Yoga practice, and welcome back to Devi Daly Yoga. Let's go ahead and start in puppy pose, coming onto hands and knees. From hands and knees, walk the hands a few inches forward and settle the chest down toward the ground. Opening up through the heart. Options here are to keep the head lifted off the ground or rest the forehead on the floor. Your elbows may also rest, or you might like to have a little more energetic extension in your arms and a little sense of pressing the palms into the ground. You can choose what helps you to get the heart stretch, the chest stretch that you want to have here. And as you breathe, you can inhale right into your rib cage. And as you exhale, feel your rib cage and your spine softening, especially your middle spine. And keep on breathing and softening here. And slowly releasing, coming back to sit on the heels or sit cross legs if it doesn't feel right to sit on your heels. And take a few moments to rest here and feel what the effect of that posture was in your upper body, your chest, your shoulders. Notice any energy in this area, chest, shoulders, heart. Breathe, inhaling. Exhaling. And now coming back, the hands behind you, just lean back and open the chest up. A little bit of weight on the right hand and then on the left hand, feeling some movement. And now coming to hands and knees to prepare for dragon pose and dragon's tail pose. Right leg forward and twisting the dragon today, right hand on the knee. And we're going to walk this right foot out to the side, maybe more than usual if you usually do this pose. Maybe you don't, and that's okay too. The reason we want to have the foot out to the side more and more space between the hand and the foot is because this helps to open the chest. And you could also choose to have the right hand behind you. Or you might even enjoy a little more of a dynamic approach today and just let the arm explore space above you in the service of opening up the heart. The hand could find its way behind the head, and that might feel good. As you press your head back into your hand. Breathe. And now for the second half of our time in the pose, you could stay here in this twist with the back leg straight, or if it works for you and feels good, you could bend the back knee up, hold the foot, come into dragon's tail. And here we can hold on to the outside or inside of the foot, whatever your body likes. Roll this right shoulder back and find the back bend here. This can be a wonderful heart-opening pose. If we feel that the left hip is kind of opening forward toward the front of the body, and then the skull is coming back in space, gazing up, breathing. And slowly releasing both hands to the floor, stepping back into downward dog, walking the legs, bending one knee at a time in your walking dog. And now dropping the knees and taking the left leg forward for dragon twist, second side. Left hand on the knee to begin, and finding that nice generous space between the front left foot and the hand that's on the floor. And now we can take this left hand behind the back, twisting the body. And optionally, finding these nice open positions for the heart with this movement of the left arm. And now for the second half of the hold, we can take it into the dragon's tail, finding your comfortable clasp if you are holding the foot, and rolling the left shoulder back in space, bringing the skull back in space, and softening the hip forward, the right hip toward the front of the body. And slowly releasing and stepping back into downward dog. Walking dog, one foot presses, the other foot presses. And dropping the knees, both now coming into child's pose to rest. And come forward now, all the way onto the belly for Sphinx pose. Resting on the forearms and elbows. Adjusting your legs, narrower or wider. See what feels good and what gives you the stretch that you want to have today in your pelvis, your sacrum. And as we press down into the elbows today a little more energetically, we can feel the heart lift, feel the crown of the head lift, and breathe into this arc of the spine, this back bend of the whole spine. And now for our second half of the time in the pose, option to move up into seal by placing the hands usually about as wide as the shoulders or possibly even wider as we lift up, and then angle your fingers out to the sides. Just a little bit. You can see what feels good as you attempt to lock out your elbows, and that's how we want to hold this pose because then we don't exhaust the arms. You can have your hands farther forward for less intensity or closer in toward your hips for more sensation. Or again, just stay down on the elbows if that gives you enough for today. And we can press into the hands to get a little more opening in the heart. Think about moving the head and the skull back in space. Breathing into the heart. Softening right through the heart space. And now slowly releasing, resting gently, forehead on top of stacked hands. Breathing here. And now coming up and back into child's pose, hips to the heels, forehead to the earth. And coming up and taking it into half saddle or saddle pose. So if you're familiar with saddle, you can go for it. I'll be doing half saddle. We'll take the right foot next to the right hip, left leg straight ahead. And you can be here, leaning back on the hands, or down on the elbows, or all the way onto the back. Maybe resting back over cushions or bolsters if that's your jam today. And we have the option here with this left foot to do some different things. And our goal, our target area is the front of the body, the hip flexors, the front of the quads. And of course, as we play around with our arm position, we can also get into the heart. So the left foot could do this bent leg, foot flat position, or the knee could open out to the side. The left foot could come on top of the right knee, or we could bend the knee and hug it into the chest. Or again, right where we started is your first option, keeping the leg straight. Wherever you are, whatever position your body's in, take a deep breath in, filling the body, and breathe out. Inhale, exhale. And unless you're in full saddle and not switching sides, then we'll slowly come out of the first side of half saddle and slowly And carefully change sides. So left foot next to the left hip. Coming back once again onto straight arms as choice 1, onto elbows as choice 2, or all the way down on the floor or your choice of props. Right foot bent, straight, hugged in, or the knee open out to the side. Taking a deep breath in, long breath out. And now slowly releasing saddle or half saddle, making your way into a resting position on your back and feeling the effects of the pose. Sensations might be happening around your pelvis, your hip flexors, your heart. Whatever you're feeling, wherever you're feeling it, take a breath in and a breath out. And now bending your knees slowly to hug them into your chest, clasping around the legs, gently rocking side to side. Rolling over onto one side to come onto the belly for open wing pose. And here we really get into the heart meridian. As you take your left arm out to the left side, rolling yourself open here, and you may want support under your head. And as this hand comes behind you, you could have it straight out from the shoulder with the palm down, or you could have the palm up, or you could angle the arm down so it doesn't come straight out from the shoulder, but maybe comes closer down toward your hip. And your right hand might support you on the floor, or it might come up and wrap around the back. And we also have options with the legs, bending the knees, straightening both legs, or turning one foot up toward the sky. For some people, turn both knees up to the sky for an even more intense sensation. That's too much for my shoulders, but know that that's an option if you have a lot of range of motion here. And once you get here, notice if your chin is down toward your chest a lot. That can be kind of a protective thing we do here, and we want to instead, if it feels safe, to send the head back more to find some opening in the throat and the collarbone area. And breathe into what you're feeling. And slowly releasing and slowly rolling over to the other side. Right arm out to your right. Knees both bent or straight. And your right hand might be flat, might be palm up. You might take a lower angle of the arm. And as you open it, you can turn your left knee up to the sky. Left hand might come behind you. Or if that's too much, keeping both knees bent on the side, left hand on the floor. And once you've found your general arm and leg position, notice your head, your neck, your throat, your collarbones. See if there's any space that can be made between the chin and the collarbones, opening the throat, sending the head back a little bit gently, making some space in the throat and the upper chest. And slowly releasing, rolling back to the center, and slowly making your way into final relaxation. Lying down on your back in Savasana. Make yourself comfortable and spread out, sprawl out as much as you'd like to. Eventually coming to this place where the body is ready to rest and where you feel supported by Mother Earth entirely. Once you're in this place, ready to surrender, then take a deep breath in. Exhale and surrender. Releasing into this support, releasing into the support of the earth. And when you're ready, transitioning in your own time, in your own way, take your time. I will leave you here. And thank you so much for practicing with me today. I'll see you next time.